It sounds as though the Europeans are pushing for the territorial concessions not to be made immediately when Ukraine signs the deal, but to have negotiations start with the situation at the current line of contact, rather than Ukraine giving up territory that Russia has not yet taken by force. And so that's one thing. Then there's the question of territorial guarantees. But in these 28 points, which read almost like greatest hits of Russia's demands on Ukraine, there are all sorts of other issues. One, for example, is the legalization and recognition of the Moscow Patriarchate of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, basically the Russian Orthodox Church, its presence in Ukraine, which has been used, and this has been proven by Ukrainian investigators and journalists on numerous occasions all over the country as, in some cases, a place to store weapons, but surveillance, of intelligence services and of propaganda, asking Ukraine to legalize it. That's just one thing that I think many people here regard as absolutely unacceptable. Making Russian a second official language for a majority of Ukrainians is absolutely unacceptable. Limitations on the size of the army. Apparently, the Europeans, that's one of the things they're trying to reduce the limitations. Well, perhaps Ukraine would say we can't recruit that many people anyway because they have so many problems at the moment with getting people to sign up to the armed forces, given how dangerous it is to be on the front lines. But I think limitations on the use of certain weapons or even having certain weapons in their arsenal, that is definitely something that many in Ukraine find unacceptable. So to hear Rustem Umerov, the head of the National Security and Defense Council, who's in the Ukrainian delegation there in Geneva, come out saying that the new plan is taking into account most of Ukraine's demands is something that raised a lot of eyebrows here, because there are really a lot of things that would need to be rectified for this plan to be acceptable to Ukraine in the eyes not only of most Ukrainian politicians, other than those who are trying to be as diplomatic as possible approaching these talks, who are in Zelensky's immediate team, but also in the eyes of most international commentators. There is just so much that's wrong with this plan.